Hello, my name is Eric Elias, and my informative speech is on American football. What is the most anticipated finals game around the world? Some would say soccer, while others here in the United States would tell you it's American football. In this speech, I will cover three main ideas about American football: its historical background and development, the physical demand it takes on the body, and the impact it has on local communities. I will trace these events in chronological order so you get a better understanding of when football started and how it is significant today. By the end of my speech, you will know more about the development of football, the risks athletes take to play the sport, and how it may affect your community. First, let me start with the historical background. At the beginning of the sport, college football was founded in the late 1800s, early 1900s. At the start, it was often very dangerous and had little rules to follow. According to research from LaGrande College, the early version of football was so violent that President Theodore Roosevelt wanted to change the way the sport was played entirely after numerous deaths in 1905. The changes that President Roosevelt pushed for led to standardized rules and the eventual creation of the NCAA, or the National College Athletics Association. As scholar Michael Ored explains, the transformation helped shape football to what it is today: an organized, academic-centered sport, laying the foundation for today's college-level play. As time went on, football became known as a university identity. Studies from the University of Georgia noted that college football evolved into part of the intangible cultural heritage of college life. Football shaped traditions every Saturday, shaped school spirit on homecoming, and also formed communities that shared similar interests. Next, I will share the physical demands it takes on the players. Many people watch the sport and don't realize that a simple little hit can cause a lot of damage. The modern player faces extreme physical demands that require speed, endurance, and great physical strength. Research from the Gatorade Sports Science Institute found that football athletes experience short bursts of energy that combine with large amounts of contact. This places a lot of stress on the body and can cause physical damage over the course of a career. If you watch documentaries on the life of a football player, you may notice that all of them say their daily routines consist of training and then treatment or rehab right after. This is so their bodies can have time to heal and get stronger. You can also hear those athletes say how sore they are, or just that they want a break in general. The body needs rest to perform on the highest level, but with the many hours of training that goes in for a week of college and even professional players, the demand on the body is not meant for someone who doesn't train as hard as they do. Many people don't understand how physically demanding the sport actually is. Luke Kuechly was 28 years old when he retired from the NFL. The only people you see that stay in the league the longest are quarterbacks. This is because they don't get hit as often. An example would be Tom Brady, who retired around 42 years old. Luke Kuechly was a linebacker for the Carolina Panthers. He was one of the best to ever play the position. But why did he retire so early? He said the reason for his retirement was due to injuries and concussions. The amount of times he hit his head and got back up just to hit his head again was very scary. This is why players in the NFL don't make playing the sport physically a top priority. Finally, the impact football has on the community. The saying, "if you want to be the best, you have to play for the best," is something that football is known for. Alabama was one of the most successful teams in college football under the direction of Nick Saban's head coaching. Many high school athletes would strive to get a scholarship from Alabama. This brought in more students and more money for the school. The bigger the program, the more they were recognized nationally, and the more recognized nationally you are, the higher chance you have of getting into the NFL. The more nationally recognized you are is also how more famous you will become. Alabama got more fans and more money just because they were good at a singular sport. When it comes to the overall money in the end, it's way more complicated. Some think, well, the more students you have with local games, the more money you will make, as stated in the previous paragraph. This is not always the case, though. Although it is true in the end, there are studies that prove it otherwise. Economists Robert Bade, Victor Matheson, and others' 2009 Eastern Economic Journal study showed little to no statistical significance to local communities improving with home games. Still, fans show pride in supporting their team on game day. In conclusion, American football has come a very long way since the changing of rules in the 1900s to the demand on the athletes and its deep connection with the communities. Throughout history, football has shaped many universities and communities, showed great demand on the human body with how physical the sport really is, and it continues to bring out the pride in fans. Whether you're an athlete, a fan, or a student, football is more than just a game played on the day of the week. Thank you.